Maple, one of our senior therapists, will be performing the Wow Triple Peel with energy lift.
Okay.
Okay, so should we just start? You have the protocol in front of you? Okay. Okay.
If you can explain as you go along, and then I'll fire out questions if I have any as we
Sure. Okay. Okay, Maple, you can start. So what's the first step you will be doing? So Maple, first step will be the removing the makeup, the micellar rose water.
Now my first question is regarding the micellar rose water. Because the ladies over here, they wear really heavy makeup. And the demo that I did with one of the ladies the other day, she didn't have so much makeup on, but I found that the mascara, her eye makeup, wasn't coming off so easily with the micellar. What could I use in replacement for clients that do have heavy makeup on, especially around the eye area?
The strongest one we have is the micellar rose water. I mean, if it's not coming off on the first time, then it's probably either you need to do a cleanse first and then the micellar, or do a second time.
Okay.
We have
so I can put the purifying cleanser onto the eye area also.
You could use the cleanser around the eye area, just don't get into the eyeballs. But maybe it's just too thick. And then use the micellar.
They wear a lot of makeup over here.
Right. Then probably you need to cleanse and exfoliate, and then do the micellar as a wipe down. And then you could always do a second time. It won't be too harsh for the skin. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
Is the angle?
Does the micellar water take off waterproof also, or just regular mascara?
No, it should take off waterproof. I gotta have the ladies try it out more. I don't know as a guy, but I believe so. From the comments I've heard from the ladies, it's really good for waterproof makeup as well.
Okay.
We'll continue. Is the angle good, Jackie? The angle of the view?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine.
Okay.
So I noticed on all of the facials that the initial procedure is the same. Am I correct? You start off by cleaning the eyes, and then you go all over the face with the purifying cleanser.
That's correct. I mean, it's just that's the first foundational step, of course. It's just cleansing the skin first. So generally, our facials is 2 phases. The first phase of the facial is cleansing, detoxing, extractions, really cleaning out the skin, and the second phase is the infusions of whether it's hydration or the machines, serum. So the first phase of the first step is cleansing.
And the movements that your therapist is using now, is this your standard movements, or can we be more flexible in the movements, or do we have to stick to these movements that she's doing now? Do you have set movements for the facial?
This is the general. I mean, Maple's movements are really like the Ling lineage, the Ling traditional way. But to be honest, a lot of estheticians then have their own add-in personal flair to it. But what I've told Maple to do is do her standard Ling way.
Yeah, because I also saw in one of the videos those pressure points at the side of the eye area on the temples. Ling also did that, so that is why I want to make sure that if there's specific movements that we would be following to keep in.
Yes. So Maple, be sure when you do the massage later, be sure to emphasize the acupressure points on the head, the temple, the all that. Show them, show Jackie what the Ling way is, especially where you massage, massage stronger, the temple. So Maple will show you, concentrate more on acupressure points as well, where the.
And what about for pregnancy for these facials? Is there any, apart from your the standards, you know, in the first trimester, we say no to pregnancy, but is there any contraindications for after the first trimester for any of your facials, which is against pregnancy?
I mean, it's just really the machines you have to be careful of. Yeah, I mean, but the regular facial, all the products, anything except the machines is fine. Even the energy lift is fine for pregnancy. It's just natural healing FIR energy. The other machines, we have RF sometimes, but that's something that's you need to take precaution of.
Okay. So I notice you don't use any toner in your facials. Is there a reason for that?
The toner, not yet. I mean, later on, if necessary. They're just only when you need to do it after, when the clients leave, after the extractions,
Yeah.
towards the end, need be you can continue.
So we want to start massage.
Wait for steam.
Yeah.
Your steam's ready.
Ready.
Now, did I read also in one of your facials you would turn on the steam while you were cleansing?
That's correct. That's
Okay,
correct. So
so
right now,
you-
Maple has turned it on. She's warming it up.
You turn while you're cleansing also.
Where you up to? You up to cleansing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the cleansing now you started cleansing before you did the makeup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now the cleansing is starting. So the steam's starting to warm up now. So Maple's now starting the procedure of
Eye creams.
yeah. She's putting on the eye cream.
Then start to massage.
Put the eye cream on to protect the delicate eye area before you put steam on the face. That's very important. It's a very critical step actually. Is not to steam directly on the face without protecting the eye and lip area. So Maple has especially covered the eye area of Jackie to ensure she does not get more dryness around the eye from the steam. Để做裏邊嘅步驟，你講啊，可以聽到講。
Massage.
Time out. Maple stop. Maple stop. So you did the makeup remover, you cleansed already?
Yeah.
Okay, so now normally we do a skin analysis. So what can you say about Jackie's skin? They didn't.
Is it- She got a lot of bumpies, breakout, and dehydrated, uneven skin tone.
咁你教下佢點睇究竟先？ Okay, so after Maple jumped very quickly ahead, but let's slow down for a second. So right now, after the quick cleanse, Maple would then normally give the client a skin analysis,
Yeah.
right? Diagnose the skin through closely looking through the 你揸得用呢個，即係平常係用呢個啊嘛，揸得。Okay, so then normally have the magnifying lamp.
Yeah.
揸得用。
And then we just go. Yeah. That's fine.
Okay, so
Yeah, her skin is breaking out, and a lot of bumpies.
a lot of congestion,
Uneven skin tone,
uneven skin tone, congestion,
and very dehydrated.
and dehydrated.
Yeah.
It looks perfect from what I see, but I'm sure it's longer.
Yeah, so we're gonna start wow facial with triple peel. So now,
So this would be good facial for Jackie because of the congestion and her dryness and the blemishes from post breakout. So the wild triple peel will be a good appropriate facial for her. So now, after the skin analysis of the client, you would basically Maple would tell the client
Yeah,
today's
just
facial,
the-
yeah, what the benefits of the facial are of the brow triple peel. Okay, then you move on to step 5 of massage and steam.
Massage,
Right?
yeah.
Massage and steam.
Okay, so the product that you removed just before you put the magnifying lamp, is this the same one? You're just coming back to the same step? Or was that a different product?
What product is it
I
now?
think it's the elastic collagen.
Is it the same product that you're going to reapply?
No, right now Maple has applied the elastin collagen cream, which is for the massage part.
Okay, so before she did her skin analysis, she put on a product. Was that the
Yeah,
That would
Maple
be
just
elastin
Maple
collagen.
we jumped ahead very quick, too quick. So what
okay,
happened is
so now we're
yeah,
going to be reapplying with that product.
yeah, we're backtracking right now. So right now pretend there's no cream on. So right now
Yeah.
we've done the skin analysis, and now we're gonna go ahead with the massage part.
The elastin collagen.
That's the
And
collagen.
do you always use the elastin collagen for the massage?
Correct. That's the standard massage cream with enough slip. If need be, you can always get more elastin collagen cream, or even the trick is put a little squalane to have a little more slip if necessary.
And you always do it underneath steam?
Underneath steam, that's correct.
Okay. What about for sensitive skins?
For sensitive skin, do you use steam?
Yeah.
Usually use steam as well, right? Correct. So now the steam's just opening up the pores, opening up the circulation, getting ready to prepping the skin for extractions. But don't steam without the cream on, otherwise the steam will dry out the face too much.
So the massage movements that you're using, they're quite specific. They don't look like they're for relaxation. Is there another reason why you're using those specific movements over the forehead like that?
The tempo is acupressure point. So
Okay.
as long as our philosophy is, as long as you hit the key acupressure points,
Yeah.
that then the massage kind of gets to the, it's really effective and better than just lightly touching the skin. So Maple is really exceptional at that, the acupressure points. So it's stress where so the temple area is acupressure point. If you relax the temple area, the whole head relaxes a lot. It's actually very relaxing, but it really stresses acupressure points.
And the pressure looks like it would be quite firm.
Quite firm. It depends on the therapist. Some people, Maple's hands a little bit more on the firm, but very skilled
So
but firm.
that movement I just saw there on the temples, it should be a circular and then a figure of 8. Is that correct?
Okay, do it one more time.
Yeah. And then pulling up to the hairline. How long does this massage last for? Is it 10 to 15 minutes?
10 minutes.
Was that 10? Did you say 10? 10
Yes.
The massage step 5 officially it's about 12.
minutes? Yeah.
So yeah, 10 to 12 to gauge yourself. Is it recording? Even audio is recording?
Yeah.
So we have to have it's like on DVR. It's like Netflix.
So if we were going to extend it to 90 minutes, we would extend the massage time? Or
The one
last
The one,
time?
the one we are doing, we're gonna demo today, will run at least 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But there, if need be, I think just following this protocol right here will run 90 minutes with energy lift,
Yeah.
at least. But when we need to lengthen the treatment or shorten it, yeah, it's massage is an area we could, play around with. The mask, sometimes shorter mask, longer massage, shorter massage. So it really depends. With machine, without machine, extensive treatment. So there's really many, just a few areas we could tweak the time if necessary. So Maple's doing F lodge right now.
Okay, yeah, it's back now. It's just was starting to stick a little bit.
Stick as in the emotions or? So if you need more slip, then you go more lasting. Even a little. Better do the glycolic, really low glycolic. 정식係 good glycolic, and then isolate.
Change.
Mix it together. You could do both ways. That's how it works. Even if you can't do it, you want it to. Jackie, you still there? Jackie? Hold on. She logged out. Hold on. Close. Log off. Timothy. She logged off right now. Was she here?
Yes.
Can she see us now? She said she would not.
Ear massage is really nice.
대가리 쪽. So here. Jackie?
I can remove this if you want.
Hello? Jackie? Jackie? Let me try and connect you from the keypad.
So it must be.
You might get a double massage because I'm not sure if he's watching this.
I'm recording it all separate over here, so.
Okay. I think push the angle down a little bit. A bit more. she's watching. Can you hear us? Jackie?
Yeah, but I don't think you can hear me.
I
Right?
can hear you now.
Oh, you can? Okay, great.
Now I can hear you. Okay, so
Okay,
were
so
you able to see the massage on the neck area?
You can see the whole video of this massage.
Excuse me?
You're videoing this because I
Yeah.
missed a little with that. I had to
Yeah.
reconnect.
We're recording everything, so not to worry.
Okay.
We can record it. But show Maple, she missed it. Yeah, not to worry. That's very
So the
key part.
whole massage is done under steam.
Under steam.
Actually, the massage movements is, even though this is the first time I'm seeing this, the massage movements was very similar to what I did in my demo. Because I've been practicing with the energy lift and I'm looking at the pressure points on those diagrams. So I was doing very similar movements to this, and even on the forehead. That's why I was asking. So I'm really happy that it's a similar massage than what I was doing on one of my clients last week.
That's good.
Normally we will be also including the shoulders and the chest area, just to make it more of a spa environment with a massage.
We normally do that too, but based on just time, we'll just proceed to the next step as well.
Yeah. So always including the ears, is that because of those pressure points again, yeah?
Yes. Okay. So the ear is the reverse of our body, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
What happens, or what would you suggest for spas that don't like to use steam in their facials? Is this a requirement for your protocol?
I mean, it's just best for the skin. If you don't use it, it's not best for the skin. So the pores are not opening up to get ready for extraction and cleansing. So then, just if you don't use steam, then the pores are not as primed for extraction. It might be a little bit more difficult. So this is the easiest way to cleanse and extract the skin, as well as having some added slip during the massage. Steam is an added slip.
Yeah.
But it's really prepping the skin for extraction and cleansing.
Yeah, I like to have steam in a facial, but I know Jolanda from Jumeirah, she said, I don't want any steamers in the room.
I mean, we could improvise, but it's just it's not just ideal for extraction. A little more, it's more difficult. But you know.
So I said to her, we can work around that, putting hot mitts or hot towels on the face, but it's still not going to be as strong as a steaming machine.
That's correct. Everything could be improvised or altered if necessary, but we're showing you the standard, the best Ling way first, and then we can improvise. Okay, right now, okay, on the official protocol, there's a few ways to do the triple peel. The one I sent you is more for resorts, but more for sensitive skin. The pomegranate. The pomegranate would be in the event of for very sensitive skin, but for in this circumstance, we could do the triple peel with the glycolic, so we get stronger. Yeah, we get them a little bit stronger one, and so Maple will show how to prepare it, how much. Show the camera how much.
Just use it right there.
So it's about a teaspoon.
It's with the
It's maybe a half teaspoon about half teaspoon of glycolic peel.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Okay, so again, there's a way to do it. Maple's gonna show you the more advanced Ling way, which is mixing the glycolic with the papaya. You can put it together.
Okay.
So this would be a safer way at a resort type of environment where you don't want to take any extra risk. So this will buffer the peel a little bit more, make it more comfortable for the client, and you're getting two peels at once. So you're getting the action, but not buffering the acid a little bit. Okay, so Maple's gonna mix it now.
So mixing the same amount.
Yes.
And what percentage of is it only glycolic acids in that glycolic, or is there any other alpha hydroxy acids mixed?
That one is. We have two versions. We have the glycolic, which is pure glycolic, and we have a multi-acid, which is glycolic and lactic together.
All right. So which one's this one? Is this the 30%?
This one is glycolic.
15%.
Okay, the one that I ordered, the 30% one, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this is pretty strong.
This one is. I think it's 15. We're doing the 15 today.
Oh, 15. Oh, right. Oh, 15. I ordered the 30%. So you would mix it with the papaya enzyme and apply it with.
Yeah, mix it together to buffer the acid on the face, especially in resort type environment where you want to not take any unnecessary risk.
But could you apply it separately?
You can.
Or
You can.
If you applied it separately, would it be stronger?
Because you're putting the glycolic on first, so then it's just purely glycolic on the face, a little bit stronger, and then you put the papaya. Wipe down, wipe it off, and then do the papaya. But I would suggest the way Maple's doing right now would be very suitable for a resort type of spot, where you want to get the results, but you don't want any excessive irritation. So this would be a little bit more conservative way of doing it. So then everything's applied, and now more steaming, right? Steam it.
Steam.
So you're going to steam over glycolic.
Steam over the glycolic.
Normally, why wouldn't that make it that stronger? Normally, other companies would say no steaming with glycolic.
Right now, because you're putting it on together, you want to also activate a little bit more of the papain in the papaya enzyme. But it's a very controlled time. It's a controlled procedure. So if you control it, how long are you gonna leave it on for? How long? You have a bunch of
Just
maybe 2-3 minutes.
yeah.
So Maple's only gonna leave it on for about 2 to 3 minutes. So it's very controlled. So you can get the maximum type of benefits of both peels in a short amount of time. We don't need to leave it on excessively long. That's why the heat can help it, but you're controlling it very quickly. You're controlling it and then you're wiping it off. So we noticed this actually, the results are really superior when you add on the steam. It further activates the enzymes to soften up the skin for extractions and opens up the pores, just takes off all the dead cells.
And what about if clients are having some kind of laser treatment, or they're on Roaccutane and those type of medicines for skin conditions? We still need the glycolic, or just the
Now, in the event that the clients are very sensitive or are on Accutane, then there ought to be a client intake form where they reveal this. And I would suggest not doing the peel then, or not doing the glycolic portion.
Yeah.
Only do the papaya and the rescue peel.
Because we live in an area where clients don't like to tell you everything that they're doing in their skin.
Uh-huh.
They're very private.
Right.
They don't feel that it's information that needs to be revealed.
Right.
And then, if we're putting stronger peels on,
Uh-huh.
then there's issues.
Right. Well, anything with acids, there's always, extra caution. It's
Yeah.
important to find out, what the client is using, or when's the last time they got a peel, and especially in the Middle East, if it's hot and sunny, it further irritates the skin. So there needs to be extra precaution and awareness, mindfulness of the client's situation. But I understand sometimes clients don't reveal everything. So
Yeah.
in that case, then the safest approach would be not to use the gut collar. If the therapist suspects, it might be in this situation too risky, or client is on Accutane, or they just did a peel recently, or they're sunburned, then skip the gut collar, go straight ahead to the papaya peel, and that will give it a sufficient exfoliation without irritation.
Okay. And we're talking about resorts, especially over in this part of the world where the intense sun rays, and they're in a spa which is on the beach side, and they are going to go around the pool or to the beach. Also, how long after having one of these facials with the glycolic would you recommend them going out into the sun, or is it the general recommendation after any facial with any type of peel?
The question is, after getting a glycolic peel, how long they should stay out of the sun?
Yeah.
What do you think?
If you wear sunscreen, I think it's okay. When you go outside.
There in the Middle East, don't go outside. After the peel, don't be in the sun.
Couple of days.
Yeah, at least a couple of days.
Couple of days.
At least a couple of days.
Yeah.
But wear sunscreen. At least a couple of days. Try to stay out of the sun. Wear a hat, sunscreen. Try to be in the shade. I mean, if you just got a peel and you're out in the sun immediately, it's risky. You get sunburned.
But it's okay with the papaya enzyme, right?
Yes.
As long as the
Yes.
moisture-
Yeah,
Just
that's enzyme. That's not acid.
Yeah.
So that papaya is okay.
What is it that you're removing with? Is it like a gauze?
This tissue?
Tissue.
It's basic tissue.
Tissue. So over here we would probably be removing with dampened cotton mitts, toweling mitts. The resorts like to use more luxurious feel on the skin. That's also fine to remove.
That's fine.
with.
Yeah, I mean, make those preferences. The tissue, some therapists use the cotton wipes and cotton pads.
Yeah.
But you can see, like Maple, when she wipes off, the tissue comes off pretty easily, as enough already. Sufficiently comes off.
What is those little grains in the papaya enzyme that you can feel?
The grain?
Like you can you can feel
Uh,
a grain.
I have to double check. And it's like, that's one is jojoba.
Okay.
Jojoba beets. Yeah, jojoba beets. Okay, now extraction, right, Maple?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so next step is extractions. You might want to zoom in.
This
Zoom in, yeah. So you see. Okay. Are therapists allowed to use lancets? There? No lancets, right?
No, nothing like that over here. Actually, not a lot of. We don't really have like esthetician style therapists over here.
Uh-huh.
they're more spa resort style. So not all of them are qualified to or experienced to extraction. To be honest with you, so I'm going to be requesting to the spas that only their senior therapists do extraction. So because that's another thing that the local ladies over here, they do require a lot of extraction, but if they're not doing it efficiently or correctly, there's a chance of breaking the skin quite easily after these peels and steaming. So I noticed on the video with Ling, she uses her thumb to do a lot of the pressure.
Right now, I think Maple's using her thumb as well.
Yeah, it's a different technique to what I was trained originally. I like it.
So is that the best angle? Play around with different angles. Just want to make sure you see that Maple's...
It seems to be an easier method of extraction.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Use your thumb, right, Maple? And index finger? Well, Maple uses her index finger.
Oh, okay.
Everyone has a little bit variation. Để盡量表達 how do you do it? 要唔要我翻譯？
So the wild image triple peel is classed as the deep cleaning of the range, and also anti-aging because of
the triple peel would
I say deep cleaning, deep exfoliation. Where does the anti-aging part come in? Is it because of the solve part?
Well, because you're doing a triple peel, you're taking off a lot of the dryness and dead cells first. And then you're resupplying it with moisture and the nutrients from the serums. So it really depends on which serum and mask you're finishing it off the triple peel with. Then it's almost like after you really take off, the first phase of taking off all the dead cells, cleaning, detoxing the skin. Then depending on which product you use and which machine you use afterwards, you can make it anti-aging, you can make it brightening, you can make it hydration. So triple peel is kind of just like the building block of more, which what other effects you want on the skin.
So the other facials, you don't have a triple peel. It's generally.
Well, no, some of them do have triple peels, but we don't call it triple peel because it's maybe for marketing or we add on other type of equipment. But we could do you could do a facial with one peel. You could do it with 2 peels. You could do it with 3 peels. So it really depends on the level of cleaning you want to achieve, and also the duration of the facial.
So am I right to think that it's a little bit flexible, that we could create protocols as long as we're doing the cleaning, the exfoliation, the massage?
Now,
if we only want to do a double peel, is that fine?
Correct, Jackie. So, to answer your question, Jackie, is we have our standard protocols, but when we work with resorts, through the years we've been flexible, and we help build their protocols for them. Because sometimes you know how it is, they want exclusivity on the protocols, or they want their signature type of Ling facial for their property. So then we always have to kind of adjust the protocol for them. So it is adjustable, but it really, that's something that's where our expertise comes in, where certain parts can be interchangeable or changed, or like you said, like if a property wants an organic theme, then okay, we built in a organic back bar mask at the end. So it's interchangeable, it's flexible, but the skeleton, the backbone of the facial is I think it's really the two phases: cleansing, first phase, and then the second phase is infusion. So the theory, the philosophy of those two phases delivers the maximum visible results in the shortest amount of time.
Well, that's what we want over
Exactly.
here. We want the maximum results in the shortest time.
Right, without the irritation. And really our job is to deliver two parts. It's to deliver great results for the client so they feel satisfied, at the resort. Making sure the protocols are built where it's suitable for that type of resort and their expectations. And secondly, it's to facilitate the esthetician, the therapist, to have full confidence in our products, our protocols, so they feel they will deliver a great experience and results to the client. I think that's where we made a reputation, a good name for ourselves, is the therapist, like, hey, the Ling facial is the go-to facial to deliver results. And they feel confident that the client will be satisfied. So I think that's where we step in.
Yeah. So I was relieved to read your email saying that you can do organic facials. If we created purely organic facials but kept the machines, could we still claim it as organic advanced?
You could,
Advanced organic?
yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, it just.
I mean,
Yeah,
would
that's
we have to take out the glycolic peel if it was
Well,
organic? Which would come
I-
out? Which product would come out?
Well, I have the apple peel. The apple peel is a organic malic acid peel. So in that way, that could be marketed as a organic facial. But again, if need be, then we have organic capability. But again, we have to register. It's a whole another process there.
Why would you need to register? Is that product not registered here?
I think the apple peel is registered, but I'm saying if we need additional organic type of products, then then of course we have to do the registration. But the apple peel is already registered. That one's organic.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, the products that registered over here, we couldn't use any of those products to create an organic facial and use it with machines.
The ones that are registered, the item that it will be classified as has organic ingredients is the apple peel. That one's already registered in UAE. So that would be classified can be classified under the organic qualification. The other items are not considered organic. But if you feel we need additional organic mask or back bar items, I have that on file. Those are things we could further create more custom organic protocols if necessary. But again, those would need registration.
Okay, and how many items are you talking about for us to be able to create an organic facial?
So
Because I'll tell you why, we got a lot of, that seems to be the pull factor. And even I spoke to one of my clients who I was very worried about, and she said that has got a definite pull factor, and
Okay.
it would be that's what pulled me into this range. That
Okay.
it was advanced, because there isn't any advanced organic.
I mean, Jackie, we could discuss that further separately, but I mean, it really depends on what you mean by organic. Do you want the whole facial organic? That would be very difficult. That would be very difficult. That would be very difficult. There's so many steps and procedures. But if you want like organic themed facial, where the finishing mask is organic, the peel is organic, a few products in it organic, that's certainly realistic and achievable. That's within our capability. But if the whole facial is organic, that's a big undertaking. There's a lot of products that need to be developed out. That might not be worth it. That's a big investment. But we need to bring on additional organic to widen the appeal and to have that type of angle of organic, advanced organic, that certainly we can do that. We've done it for other properties as well.
Okay, well, let's discuss that on a different one, because I would need to understand, because you wouldn't be able to claim it as organic if it wasn't all organic, right? You couldn't say it was an organic facial if there's only a couple of products in it organic. I would need to understand how we could get around that.
Right.
If we can, great. But
I'm just going according to the highest level U.S. definition of organic, that everything is organic. That's not really our brand or marketing. There are companies out there, but it's like every single thing is organic. It's a whole different business. It's a whole different entity. But companies on our level, what they've done in the last 5 years is really have an organic offering, but not that everything under their umbrella brand is organic. But within the professional luxury product offering brands like us, our competitors, they come out with some organic formulas, organic back bar, organic peel. But is the whole thing organic? I don't think so. I don't think it's need be. But so there's difference between having an organic theme facial and certified organic everything. So it really depends on the type of distinction and what is really required of the property. And from my experience, properties, they don't really necessarily care about whether everything is 100% organic. They just want something more on the organic natural marketing theme to market to their resort clients. So if it's 100% organic, again, I highly doubt we could deliver great results. So it's kind of a contradiction, and I understand like a lot of the spa directors, they want everything, but sometimes they don't know how to get everything. So there's a distinction between result-oriented skincare and organic skincare. We want to pull some organic stuff into the...
Organic doesn't normally give any results. That's why I've always shied away from organic. So I don't want to say it's an organic facial, but there's only certain parts of it organic because...
Yeah, I mean, we have an organic back bar mask. Right?
Yes, so do I.
Yeah, you can have a few... We have stuff like that.
Organic ingredients.
Right. Everything organic. It wouldn't be necessarily be Ling. It would be, they would look somewhere else. It's not a results-oriented driven facial.
How long do you normally take for your exfoliation?
The extraction part?
Yeah. Sorry, the extraction. Sorry, not exfoliation. The extraction.
So Maple, in a 90-minute facial, how long do you spend normally?
Usually 10 to 15 minutes. That really depends.
So Maple usually spends 10 to 15. Within a 90-minute facial, Maple normally allocates 10 to 15 on extractions.
I don't think I can.
I noticed on the cosmetic treatment that was sent across to me, there was different named facials. Is that because the Asian company just named it differently, or is that a different selection of facials also, a different protocol? Like they just named it differently. Like they had this replenishing facial, nourishing.
Correct. No, it's just sometimes it's the same facial but under different names. Certain markets want, they want to revamp the name.
So, for instance, the protocols that you sent to me, I don't see the freeze and uncrease anymore. Because that was a kind of a catchy name. Do you still do the freeze and uncrease?
In the protocol?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it really depends on which facial, and also generally when you select the serum, when the therapist selects the serum to infuse into the client, they have at their disposal all the serums.
Yeah.
So you could pick and choose, freeze and increase if appropriate for the client. But on paper, you know, officially, okay, well, this one is, you know, use apple stem cell for this facial, use moisture plants
so
for this
we
facial.
can
But
make them as per the Sol serum, just to, if they wanted it more exclusive rather than the your names. If they wanted something from their own, we could change the name to what the solution could be.
correct. So properties sometimes want to create their own catchy name, or
Yeah.
we on our side help them rebrand or make up a new name for them, so they feel more exclusive to their property.
Okay.
And then, but again, the therapist at any moment, if they feel it's suitable for the client, they can customize the serum. So the freeze and increase or any serums at their disposal, at any time.
Now, a lot of ladies over here and gentlemen have got quite deep pigmentation. Which is the best facial for pigmentation issues?
Maybe which one?
I went to the tie and towel, the light treatment combined with the triple P.
Which one?
The young light IPL.
I mean, Maple was talking about we have the LED, right? The LED light, but facial, I mean, it really depends on if it's pigmentation. You want to do a triple peel, get the top layer off, and then infuse with either the apple stem cell, the vitamin C, triple clear light. So we could create a facial with those serums for pigmentation.
And how many sessions would they need to have if we're not using a machine, any light? How many sessions would they need to see a lightening of the pigmentation? If they're following the recommendation of the home care and protecting from the sun and all of that.
I mean, that's hard to say. It depends on their, depth of their pigmentation, how long it's going to need to age. But you want to, number one, work on getting the dead cells off, and then infusion of the serum. So they have to also buy the serum to go home care. So you should start seeing results after one facial and the next facial. Like, technically every month you should get a facial, so it should lighten up after the first facial. But then home care is required, and other variables like staying out of the sun. But our stem cell has been, I've heard many great feedback from many people that even within one bottle of using the stem cell, within a month to 6 weeks, the pigmentation drastically diminished a lot. And I've seen it personally where just pigmentation from sun exposure. People use a stem cell within a month to 2. The pigmentation went away like laser. Like we thought they had laser, but in fact they just used that stem cell.
Mm-hmm. Does any of your products have salicylic acid in it?
No.
What about allergies? Any products that's got nut derivatives or anything like that for strong allergies?
The only one that has nuts would be the triple action exfoliator with almonds.
Okay. And what is your take on allergies for almonds? Is it usually almond and nut allergies when they ingest it, but some product lines will say better to stay away. What is your feeling on that? It's about almonds.
I guess some people have more like peanut allergies, right? So I'm not sure if it's related to almonds, but in my many years, I've never heard of one case from our side, like anyone being allergic to even the triple action. But I guess the extra precaution is needed for nut allergies, and the only one that has nuts would be the triple action. So need be still stay away. So then a client can use the papaya peel instead. instead of the triple action. That will be a comparable product without the nut part.
So in the is it only glycolic in that glycolic peel, the triple action, or is there other alpha hydroxy acids? Did you say?
I have to double check. I'll answer you shortly because we have a few different types of version. I want to double check which version we sent you. There's one with glycolic and there's one with glycolic with lactic. I have to double check which one we sent you. There's two versions, one 115 and 130. But we don't use salicylate. We basically use glycolic, we use malic from apples, and we use lactic. Yeah. So most of them, right? Okay. Okay. So Maple has done a big portion of the extractions, but due to time, we'll push to the next step. So next step is the drying lotion and rescue peel. When you put the drying lotion.
During the facial, I can just
Right, but then they do the drying. They show what drying lotion is. Show it in your So drying lotion on the areas where there's an active pimple that needs, disinfection.
Yeah. What is the what's in that drying lotion? Is it like a
Sulfur.
sulfur?
Sulfur. That one is alcohol and organic. It's sulfur. Sulfur is antimicrobial.
Will it tingle or sting slightly if they've opened up the skin when you put it on?
Jackie, did you feel anything?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
A
A
bit.
little
It
sensation.
doesn't hurt. It's a tingle.
No, but you can definitely feel it.
Yes. So, rescue peel.
So now rescue peel.
Now this is a very interesting product to me. How it changes. Does it depend on how dehydrated the skin is in terms of the length of time it will take to actually change? Or does it not matter? Is it just after maybe 3 or 4 minutes it starts to change?
I think it depends on how much dead cells there are on the skin left, and how much you put on, and the friction. Notice Maple's the friction she's using, the type of motion, but how fast it transforms really depends on the friction you use, and also how many dead cells are actually remaining on the top layer. Sometimes if you do it a second time, it doesn't transform anymore or difficult to transform. There's no more really dead cells to prune off the skin.
So what's happening? How is this working? Because I couldn't explain it.
It's hard to explain. I try to, yeah.
Actually.
Generally speaking, it's hard to explain. What it is, it's a glycol that works to, when Maple is massaging the skin, she's causing a friction. That friction causes a kind of a static electric charge. She don't really feel it, but that friction transforms it into a gel, to a liquid, to a solid. But it's through the friction and it creates a static electric charge that changes chemistry of the product, and also during that process it absorbs and prunes any remaining dead cells and sloughs it off. So it's a bit of a science lesson. It's hard to explain. It's more just the static electric charge caused by the friction.
But when it changes, that's not just her skin coming off, it's the product changing.
It's
as
the
well.
product, but the product it's like
It's got the skin in it.
it's like it's like almost like rolling up any debris left on the skin.
So it's kind of like a buffer at the end, the final buff.
Yeah, a final buff or like almost like pruning any dead cells remaining. Now, if maple does it again, sometimes it's like there's no more. It doesn't really work well at all. It doesn't transform anymore. There's no more dead cells.
Mm.
But look at how thorough like maple does it, like in every little spot and like a micro circular massage. That really that's the best way to cause the friction. If you do it in big motions, it doesn't cause the friction enough.
So instead of the glycolic going into the papaya, we can do the pomegranate detox, but it's not as strong.
Right.
That's
So
correct.
that's another alternative to have a very lightweight peel.
And would you massage, if we're doing the pomegranate mask, would you massage the face while it's on, or just leave it?
Leave it.
Just leave it.
Just leave it. Now I've seen on one of the videos where it's a mask that is put on with a spatula and then peeled off. Which mask is that?
I think you're talking about the charcoal mask.
I don't know. It's
The charcoal
not
powder
the-
mask.
It's not the green one. It was kind of like a pinky color. Then it went on to like a rubber style.
We have four. We have four soft masks. We have four kinds. Like the charcoal, we have aloe vera. We have four kinds.
So which one was that one where it's like a pinky color and like a rubber style?
I'm colorblind, so I'm not sure which one's pink. Which one's pink one?
I'll send you the video. I've seen it.
It's one of those four flavors. I'm not sure which.
But do they all have the same? You peel them all off in the same way?
Correct. They all mix the same way,
Mm.
apply the same way, take off the same way. Okay, so what do you got? Volcano? Okay, so right now, okay, so finish the rescue peel, now volcano mask to further disinfect the skin, pull out any, this helps close the pores too after extraction. Disinfects the skin, antimicrobial, takes out the redness. This begins to take out the irritation out of the skin from the extraction.
What ingredient makes it blue or green? Bluey
A
green.
few things. Number one, it's real volcanic ash. The volcanic ash has this bluish tint to it. Secondly, I've added blueberry extract for the antioxidant effect, but also for the natural coloring. It's not obvious enough in the packaging. I noticed like people were like, oh, what is that? So in the next version of our label, it will be more clear that oh, the coloring is natural from blueberry extract. But the coloring, yeah, blueberry extract, and also the volcanic ash gives it that kind of bluish tone. There's also something called diamond peptides in it.
Diamond signs.
Yeah, there's diamond peptides that gives it a degree of.
What do they do? Diamond.
It gives it a degree of shimmer. Gives the color a little bit more
Yeah.
brightening. But diamond peptides acts as a also anti-aging. It firms the skin.
Which is the facial or products that will firm the skin the most?
Which facially.
Firming and lifting.
Energy lift. Cupping, face cupping, microcurrent. So I mean, you want to firm and lift in you to the highest level, then you have to start getting more advanced to get the equipment. So, but I would generally answer. I would say the energy lift would give it a very dramatic lift and firm.
So do you have any lifting products, like lifting masks that you would put on, or lifting creams that they would put to take home?
Freeze and increase is lifting. Firming, lifting. The gift of lift is a kind of that's more of a like a spot treatment, temporary lifter. I'm making a new. I mean, some of the moisturizers. I mean, more brands like the DNA is considered a firming moisturizer. Coming out with the 8 Jewels gemstone cream. That's
Interesting.
That's coming out soon. All the rollers, firming.
Oh yeah, that's my question. Which facial would you put the rose quartz rollers in? I know you've got it in the rose quartz facial, but is there any other facial, or can we use them in any facial depending on which solution we're going for?
That's correct. I'm just started to bring it on, all the rollers, the 5 rollers. They all can be custom created into a facial. That's the idea. Is you want to, depending on the client, you could mix and match the roller. So we're really open to now having the ability to create even more facial themes with these rollers. The rose quartz could be tiger eyes. So it depends on the client's skin, and it opens parameters for more facial offerings.
So rose quartz would be for more anti-aging.
Which one, Jackie? Rose quartz and I think tiger eyes. Tiger eyes also. Which one?
Amethyst is for like adult acne.
Amethyst for adult acne.
This is for acne. Jade is for more balancing, I believe. Rose is for more anti-aging. I'm not sure what tiger's eye is for. You need to let me know.
Jackie will send you a brochure, like updated brochure.
Oh, is that Jackie?
That's Jackie, yeah.
Jackie.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, so how many minutes? 8 minutes. So, chama. It's about right. It's about it's about 8 minutes, or we'll pretend. So now wipe down. How do you wipe down? Cotton. Wet cotton, right?
Right.
Wet cotton.
I was practicing my energy lift sequence this morning, and I did it onto my chest area as well, and I was pretty impressed with the results, to be honest with you. I did it for a longer period this time because I was trying to really practice the moves and getting it on the exact pressure points, and I saw great results, very good results. So I'm going to do it, this is on my skin, I'm going to do it on a few other skins, just so I get more confident, obviously, my trainer.
And we'll demo this too. Maple will demo it as well.
I have a question about the energy lift that I was asked, and again, I'm going to have to get back to her because I couldn't answer it at the time.
Okay.
My client was saying, why are you covering it with cellophane? And I thought, well, obviously for hygiene reasons, so that none of the creams gets into the machine. But she said, does that not block the rays? Because cling film is a plastic, and it's more of a tighter molecule. So are those rays getting through, or able to get through the cling film as strongly if it didn't have the cling film on?
Okay, good question. FIR permeates all inanimate objects. It it could go through and it could go through the top layer of the skin, and also like it permeates right through objects. So just like for example, you are out in the sun, you have clothes on, you still feel warm.
It goes through glass. So
Yeah, it goes right through.
glass.
Yeah, it isn't
It goes through metal.
exactly. That doesn't stop the energy from going through. It's invisible. It's doesn't the cellophane doesn't stop. Or even your clothes. Like if you do an energy lift on top of your clothes on the body, the energy goes right through the clothes. So ginseng has to go. So how much? So about 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon ginseng and calming. Mix it. You mix it with calming, right?
Yeah. Don't have a copy.
Calming?
No, don't have it.
So now you mix the ginseng mask with one of the hydrators.
Calming? Oh, whatever. Excuse me?
You always mix the mask with one of the hydrators.
Yes.
Why do you mix
We're getting.
hydrate?
Is there something in there?
Coming.
Yeah. So she's gonna mix. Maple's gonna mix the calming hydrator, which gives it a further anti-inflammatory benefit with the ginseng mask now. So you're getting a surge of hydration and anti-inflammatory into the skin. So this really kicks away all the sensitivity and redness after the extraction. So this is why I think we really again made a name for ourselves in getting maximum results, really cleaning the skin, but the client walks away with minimum redness after when they depart.
Is this moisture mask the same ingredients that's in the sheet mask?
Different formula. Different formula.
And also on that sheet mask, is there? I didn't know if I was applying it. Can you apply it on both sides of the mask? Does it not matter, or is there a specific?
On the sheet
side?
mask,
Yeah, on the sheet mask.
both
So
sides.
there seems to be a lot of product on both sides.
Yeah,
So
both
it's trying to
sides
figure
work.
out
Yeah, it can work on
the
both
right
sides.
side.
Yeah, but it's both sides equally saturated with ingredients. So actually, on both sides it works.
And the reason to do the jade rollers is again to make it into holistic facial with the energy of the rollers. Or is there another reason?
Can you repeat that, Jackie?
The reason to use any of the rollers, whether it's jade, amethyst, tiger's eye, is there any other benefits apart from what we're getting from the rollers, the actual gemstones?
The purpose
Or
of
are you
it?
looking at for lymphatic drainage? Or is
Lymphatic
it
drain. Well, number one, the benefit of the stones. It's also very cooling and cold.
Yeah.
So Maple will use some of our newer rollers as well, amethyst and rose. Number one, it's cooling, and it has a nice cold feel to it. That in itself is very soothing and also anti-inflammatory. In addition, it acts as a increases the blood circulation, lymphatic drainage, and also depending on which stone, then it gives off its individual benefits as well. And you're further infusing the products into the skin. Sometimes.
I see the one that's slightly smaller. Is there a reason for that, or is it that you
So
were
that
slightly-
is more for the eye area.
Yeah, but the jade roller that you had was even bigger on the larger side, right?
Correct. That one has a bigger, longer face side. Bigger. But more and more we're for the professionals. For the professionals, more and more we're gonna start using these more because it's harder. It's much harder to break. It's unbreakable. The other traditional ones we had, at times, if the therapist drop it, then it's game over. So these are much sturdier. did you want Maple to demo that powder mask, the one you said with the spatula?
Yes.
Demo
please.
that, and then we'll do the energy lift after that. So we'll demo both.
So for the powder masks, what is the choice again? What did you say?
Choice. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the sheet.
There's none. She got it.
Yeah, this side I have time. Come to see. Thank you. Later, when we have time. It's okay, we're gonna do it now. We're gonna do it now. Do I need to show checking? Jackie, here's the mask, the charcoal mask.
Can you hear us?
So I didn't mix with the water.
It's just
Here, wait, Jackie.
Major,
Oh, sorry,
let me
Maple.
Major,
Do you want? I'll hold. Yeah.
hold it in front of the camera. Show
Hold
around.
it.
do you just use normal tap water or purified water or rose water?
Purified water.
So
I think it's like distilled water.
distilled.
Over here. Yeah.
More?
咩成分啊？你知唔知叫咩成分啊？
Charcoal.
唔係佢 how much water？1 對1差唔多。
Just like this.
去到咩程度啊？
So these masks, do they come in pre quantity in sachets or is it in a big tub and then we just scoop it out?
It's okay. Okay. It's water. It's water. It's water, right? It's water.
It's just water.
Water, right?
It's just hot.
Kitchen.
Why? Is it wrong?
Yeah, no, it's
Make
just
sure
water.
it's water.
I think when you leave a water bottle in the heat.
Jackie, to answer your question regarding the soft mask, how many kinds we have? Right now, we're making one available to accounts, which is the charcoal flavor.
There's water in the kitchen.
Yeah,
From
like
the kitchen is water.
there's like a to get water, like a.
Why is the water no good?
I don't know. That's.
No,
been
make it
there
what's wrong
for a
with
while.
I know. Just
I think I don't want that
from
on
the
me.
kitchen.
It's fine.
It's fine.
But that's been there for a while.
You want to remix it? 唔係啊，係咪有問題啊？
I'm not sure. Okay. So just want to make sure it's water.
It's water.
Okay.
So these powder masks, are they in sachets, which is pre set quantities, or is it in a large tub where we just scoop it out ourselves, or is it pre is the quantity pre-set in sachets already per treatment?
No, the therapist needs to mix it herself.
Yeah, but
The scoop, the
powder,
scooper.
Does the powder come in a large pot or is it in sachets?
A pot,
Comes in a jar.
like a jar.
Yeah. So then you mix it with water until it comes to this consistency.
Comes like this,
Yeah.
a jar like that. And you have to, here, just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Did I order that? Did I order that?
I don't recall right now. Do you have it? We'll check after the facial.
Yeah. Because this is the one I want. And you can go over the eyebrows and it just comes off easily, peels off easily without pulling any eyebrows out.
Yes.
So maybe put over the
Like a
eyebrows.
easy. Yeah.
You're not gonna take off her eyebrows.
Hopefully we're going to pull her eyebrows.
Hopefully.
So this is the only one that's available at the moment, the charcoal one.
Officially, yes.
And what is this going to do compared to the other masks? The
It's the
other,
same
like
one.
for instance, the other charcoal masks. What is the difference with this? Is it a stronger result or is it a deeper clean? What does it do?
Well, normally, this wouldn't be part of this particular protocol, but
Yeah.
this is something separate. So, this acts as a very strong. The charcoal acts as a very strong detoxifier, pulls up all the remaining dead cells.
But we could use it in the Porta Pure facial.
Can, yes, correct.
Is it part of it, Jan? Which facial are you going to put it as part of the protocol? Or have you not decided?
We have a charcoal detox facial.
The chocolate.
Charcoal detox.
Charcoal detox.
Charcoal
Oh, okay.
detox. This is 做緊咩作用啊？你 What are the benefits?
And the information.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, so this
Mainly
is
it's like
all
anti-inflammation too.
therapy.
It's a very strong anti-inflammatory. Sorry?
Is this the charcoal rice therapy mask?
Correct. So it's anti-inflammatory, and also it's a very strong detoxifier. So great for acne. This is great for acne skin, congestion, environmentally damaged skin. So this could be very good.
What's the reason that you put the tissue on the side of the face? What is that
Why?
reason?
Okay,
Yeah.
so Maple stepped out, but basically the tissue helps prevent the mask from dripping down further into the bed or into the hairline. So I could have Maple do it one more time where this is a lot of skill. The way she does it is really protect the hairline and the side of the face so the mask stays in one spot. I think I have to have Maple go through that one more time, just how to line it properly.
So after the ginseng moisture mask, if we weren't going to use the energy lift, we then would go on to the solution and then moisture and then sun cream, and that would be finished.
Correct.
Is there a maximum amount of time that you should use the energy lift for?
1 hour.
Okay, so if somebody wanted like an extra shot of the energy lift, we could sell it as a 30-minute booster after, even though it's part of the facial for like 15 minutes. If somebody wanted extra energy lift, we could sell it as an extra booster treatment for 30 minutes on top.
Yes. The energy lift normal session, like the maximum session on the machine, goes to an hour. So you could do an upgrade for 15, 30 minutes or even more.
Yeah. It's not going to have an adverse effect on the skin the
No.
more you do it.
No. There's no side effects for that. No. You could do it as often. You could do as often as possible. Just natural
So
healing
I read-
energy.
I read in the manual heart problems, epilepsy, tumours. Did I read pregnancy for the energy lift of the Can you do it if you're pregnant, energy lift?
Again, like just officially everything. You know, if it's pregnant, then just take all precaution. But I could answer in confidence for many years. We've been using never. It's fine for pregnancy as well. It's a natural healing. It's not a foreign energy. It's not. Yeah.
Wouldn't be on the body.
Not necessary. Not necessary. Just stay on the face then. Maple, do you have any tricks on how what's the proper way to line the face with the tissue and why you do it like that? Huh?
Just stop.
So what's the trick? Just put it here, or like
Or just put like that.
okay.
Just,
你再表演多一次
just like that.
like that. That prevents the mask from spilling down.
Yeah.
Gives it time to
Dry.
harden up in this area where we want harden up instead of further dripping, and it gives it time to solidify there. So you have the ginseng mask first, and then you have the charcoal on
Yeah,
top.
underneath ginseng mask,
Okay.
and then charcoal mask on the top.
Okay, and you're blocking the hairline so it doesn't get stuck to the hair.
Or
You have
even
the
to the hairline.
is that you have the cotton on top of the eye
cup, yeah,
to protect the eye area.
protect the eye area.
Okay, so now you're waiting for it to harden up. Like, how do you
Yes.
know it's hardened? Like, you feel it in
Around 10 minutes.
about 10 minutes and
Yes.
you feel it harden up.
And if we have a therapist that doesn't work very cleanly and it drops onto a robe or towel, this mask washes out easily.
Actually, not. Towel?
Jackie's asking what happens if the therapist isn't as clean as you and then it drips onto the bed sheet. Does it wash off easily?
Not that easy.
It's not that easy.
Yeah.
But it'll wash out.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
So that's, yeah, it's good to, be careful.
Especially like the towel. If I stay on the towel, it's not easy to come out.
So it's probably best to really use, instead of use, use tissue instead of towel
Yeah.
to block it off.
So this stays on for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
It's almost 10 minutes. Chamo.
No? We
Maybe
pretend like 10
almost?
minutes? Almost, I think.
Like almost.
It's dry, it's hot.
Okay. Take off now?
So in the charcoal detox facial, and I know we're doing the wild facial, you just show me the application of this. So you're actually going to do 3 masks in that facial. You would always put this one on top of the ginseng mask,
Correct.
but then you would remove it. You wouldn't leave it on and put this one over the top. You would remove the ginseng and then put this one on a clean skin.
For which facial?
I've just switched over because I'm going through the protocols. I know that you're showing me the wild facial at the moment, and you just show me this application. But if I was doing this in the charcoal facial, it actually says the volcano first, then the ginseng mask, and then this one on top. I was just asking for the ginseng mask before. Would I remove it, or would I leave it on the skin and apply this
Leave it on.
directly?
Leave the ginseng
Or
mask
you
on.
remove
Ginseng
it and
mask
put it onto
underneath.
clean skin?
Right.
Do
She's
it-
asking like, can
Yeah.
she put the charcoal on plain skin?
I think best to do this style.
Best to do
Yeah.
this way. Yeah.
The way we just showed you,
Yeah.
put the
you
ginseng
remove
mask
it
and then put the charcoal on top.
clean skin.
Yeah, it would derive the maximum skin benefits, and also it would harden up in a cleaner way to take off.
Yeah.
And you're really infusing the ginseng mask in, and the charcoal is actually acts as a super absorbent for the impurities now. So you could just take off now. So watch Maple how she takes it off. Voila. How you feel?
You've still got eyebrows, Jackie.
Still have eyebrow.
Linga.
So one eyebrow and one eyebrow. Do not energy lift.
That's okay.
So over here, while these masks are on, we would, like for instance, the first mask, we would probably be doing an arm massage, and then on the second mask, a scalp massage. Is there any specific? You don't do a scalp massage, but do you have any scalp massages that you want us to follow, or is it fine for us to create our own?
That portion you could add on your own. I mean, normally we don't do that, but I know in a resort environment, then you want to add on, extra pampering. So
Yeah.
Maple could show some steps as well, but yeah, those are things we could further build into the protocol for a resort type environment. 조금 잠깐. 110.
That's what I was asked, Patrick. What is the warranty on the machine?
Warranty is 1 year.
So we're gonna apply the hydrator.
Okay, first apply which hydrator you apply?
Coming.
Calming hydrator.
Oxygen plasma.
Oxygen plasma potion.
Is it always oxygen plasma potion with the energy lift and choice of hydrator, or can there
Not
be
always.
No,
Not always.
Depends the skin.
Depends on the skin type.
Depends on the skin?
Yeah.
So which one?
So we can use any of the Solve serums?
Any of the soft serums? Yeah. Now is the time for the therapist to customize which serum to infuse. Oxygen plasma was chosen this time for breakouts, clearing, like antimicrobial, killing the acne bacteria without drying out the skin,
Stem cell.
and stem cell, right?
Yeah.
So stem cell will help with also rejuvenating the skin tone and evening the complexion, helping quicker recovery of the skin.
DNA cream.
DNA cream.
So you would always apply a cream on top of the serum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it can be any of the creams, not just the DNA.
Correct.
Check the temperature or something.
Put it on the client to acclimate them to the heat, so they're not shocked on the arm or hand.
So you do the sliding movement first.
Right, on the neck area.
On the neck area.
Jackie, you may have, I believe you may have the version here where it has the ventilation system here. So when you seal it, don't block the ventilation system.
Oh, right,
Okay,
okay.
this model of ours doesn't have that.
Okay. Now, but I just gone through the manual, and the first steps was keeping it on for 5 seconds and going on to the different points. And then once you've done all of the face, then you would do the stroking movements. But you're doing the stroking movements first. Does it matter if you which way you do it, or is this your way now, the current way of doing it?
Leave it on 5 seconds. I'm not sure which portion you're referencing, but that's more for the body, back. So, but this is the way Maple doing it right now is the proper way for the face.
Okay. No, in the manual it definitely it says this. You would do it, keeping it on the pressure points for 5 seconds, and you would do that on each point, and then the second sequence you would do it for 7 seconds on each point, and then the third sequence you do it 10 seconds. Then you would go into quicker stroking movements.
Okay, it's correct. Maple showing you the mastery level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can do it this way, and it's
Yeah, that's correct too. This is like the way the most advanced way of doing it.
Is there any way of burning the skin with this machine?
This is something you have to be careful of because it is heat, but it's not burning as in, this is not normal heat. This is a energy. So this energy feels like heat, but this energy is actually going into your lower layers of your skin. So it's not staying on top of your skin like a hot stone. But this is a heat. It just feel like heat on the skin. So the therapist needs to be very mindful and cautious of the temperature reading, and not take it for granted. It is warm, it is hot, and every client has a different threshold in what they can sustain. But at the lowest temperature, any normal person could take it on on the face. But you just have to acclimate them, walk them through it, and get them used to it. But it is important to be mindful that this is warm and it's hot. That they have to be cautious of the client's feelings.
So there's different temperatures for, like, if it was really sensitive skin, a very thin skin, would you, because in the manual it says put it to 45 degrees. I believe that's 110.
Put it at the lowest temperature, okay? And then, generally speaking, then if the client, if you want additional results, I mean, in the beginning, put it at the lowest temperature. If the client gets used to it, they're regulars, you want more results, then one notch to the next interval heat.
Do you have a guideline for the temperatures or not? Because I didn't even know there was a lowest. I just put it to 45 degrees because that's
40. The one you have is 40, 45. Start at 40.
Okay.
And on most of the face, go to 45. If you're at home, you're getting really used to it. You know what you're doing. You're not going to burn yourself because you know what you're doing. You yourself personally, you could take it to 50. Just be cautious. I mean, I myself would get used to it. Okay, I'm going to go to 50 because I know I know what to expect. But for a regular setting of a client, 40. Then maybe when they get used to it, when they feel acclimated, when the therapy feels confident, okay, want more results? Go to 45 if necessary.
And
So
for
you
the
just
body?
have.
What is it for the body? The same or higher?
Body's a different. Body's different. Body. Let's see. Body. You could go to 45, 50. 45, 50. Again, it really depends on. That's a different. That would be a different type of. I just discuss that separately with you on how to perform it on the body. But body, you could go a little bit higher. The body can sustain it, and also you're doing it on top of a sheet, so there's a buffer, so you can go higher.
So we shouldn't explain this or get the therapist to explain it as it's a heat machine. It's an energy machine that.
So this is not This is not a heat machine, and it's not. We don't want the perception. Oh, it's just a regular heating device. What's the big deal? This is a far infrared, very advanced healing energy, natural healing energy. This energy is the same. This is FIR energy, so it's very healing. It's the same exact frequency as your body's internal energy, so it resonates. So, as I mentioned before, think of it as almost like what is the flat curling iron? Why does it work? Why doesn't it burn your hair? The flat curling iron, basically that's tourmaline. Tourmaline emits the FIR energy to go inside the follicle of the hair, not the top layer and burn the top layer. So this same thing is working on the inside of your skin, not the just the surface. So it's basically healing from within, and then you will see the results on the surface as well.
So could you say that it penetrates into the energy source of your skin cells?
That's correct. What it happens when you apply this on, it resonates your cells. Your cells will actually vibrate. The water molecule in your cells will actually vibrate. So this resonates the rejuvenation of the cells. That's how it works. It's actually right now when Maple's applying, is vibrating the cells inside the lower layers of your skin. Basically, it's resonating it where it increases the metabolism of the skin, increases oxygen supply, blood circulation, elastin and collagen growth, and also dispels the water retention. And this is all done inside the skin, not on the top layer. That's how FIR works. You're healing. How can you go inside the skin? Only FIR can do that in a natural healing way. I over here can see a lot of results. Like Jackie's face is very like Yeah, it's very glowing, contoured. Ever since the energy lift was applied.
How long does the results of the energy last for?
That depends on the client. Could last anywhere from 3 to 4 days. I know, and this is not just a short-term thing. This is short-term and long-term. The more you do it, the more clear your skin becomes. The more you dispel the water retention, and the more lasting and collagen stimulation there is. So there's an immediate effect, and there's also a long-term effect. So if you continue regular treatments.
And how many treatments can clients have? How regularly? How is there you have to wait a few days in between? Because the ladies over here, if they like something, they might even have a facial every other day, or even
Right.
sometimes once a
So
day.
energy lift, honestly, could be done every day. This is an actual healing energy. It's good for you. It's like being in a FIR sauna. You can do it every day if you can sustain it. There's no negative side effects. But sometimes you want to wait a few days, make sure all the results derive all the effects, and then have your next regular treatment. So you may do another treatment the next day. You may not see as dramatic results because the results are still there from the first treatment.
And what about the BioLift and BioLight? How often can they have that machine in the facial?
BioLift. 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 BioLift.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it last for like a couple of days? 72 first time, 72 hours.
When's the next time you do it?
Actually, every week.
Once a week.
Yeah.
BioLift, because that's microcurrent. Maybe like once a week.
Yeah.
Once a week to get the maximum results, or to sustain the results. That's a different technology. It's really tightening the facial muscles.
Did you say once a week?
Yeah, for microcurrent, if you want to ideally sustain the results, once a week is a good period.
And if a client wanted to have the BioLift in one session, is that also possible?
BioLift one session? That's the question. Is it possible to do just one session? Jackie?
No, my question was, can you hear me?
Yes.
My question was if a lady wanted the BioLight, and then the energy lift, and possibly an oxygen treatment as well in one facial as add-ons and upgrades, can they have all three together?
Yes. For those three, it's possible. All
With
three.
those three is possible.
Those three are all kind of do different things on the skin without interfering with each other. It's fine. You all do it. You okay? Eye cream. So finishing.
Yeah, finish.
Okay, finishing. So finishing off with eye cream. Okay, so you normally put on sunscreen and all that.
I want to ask,
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to ask if we wanted to create a specific eye treatment with using massage movements and then the energy lift and one of those rice masks just for the eye area. Is that possible, or is that charcoal masked? No, you put it over the eyes, didn't you? Oh no, you didn't. You had the cotton underneath. That charcoal mask is too strong for the eye area.
No cotton?
Yeah.
No, you have to cover the eyes.
You have to cover the eyes.
Yeah.
You've got to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any mask that we could put on the window that we can put directly on to create an eye treatment?
I'll think of something separately. Yeah.
Or is it just the
Collagen
ginseng
mask.
one?
We have other we have the collagen mask. We have other back bar items that could achieve that as well. We could discuss that separately. The custom facial
You let me know.
facial. Any other questions, Jackie?
No. Your massage movements. No, it's all good.
Oh, good. So we have it all on video.
You look
Joe.
nice. Looking great.
So Joe recorded everything, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so
And
everything.
we can go over it again. But,
Yes.
you videoed it all, right?
Yep.
Joe has it on video, and then you can
We'll-
get it to Jackie in a
Yeah.
few days.
Yeah, we'll upload it to YouTube in the next few days.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Okay, Jackie, I hope that was helpful. We could discuss separately any other questions privately.
Sure. Okay. So should we schedule another call another night or another day?
Yeah.
Or-
Message me on WhatsApp or email me.
I haven't.
We'll schedule
Yes,
on time
okay.
together. Okay?
Yeah, I'll shoot off